Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is well. I haven't set a goal for this thing. Now they're making me set goals, but I think one of the things I want to do this year is there's the hashtag. Well, I'm doing a hashtag this year, and instead of the normal 10 that I try to finish, I have selected 15 books this year to finish, and the hashtag for this is going to be hashtag for top 15 books. It's going to be top 15 books to finish in 2025. So this might not have any coloring, but I did put all the links down below. So some of you may have seen a picture of this on Instagram last night. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the books that I want to finish and why I want to finish them. Now, this first one, as you guys obviously can see, has some long time whips in it. I decided to do 15 because if I have 15, I have a bigger goal in mind. And I think always trying to do more is better than less. But some people say it's unrealistic. I think trying to do 25 books in a year is unrealistic. I know there's a hashtag for, what is it called, 25 books in 2025. I don't know who's doing it, but I saw a hashtag for it. I don't remember who's doing that one, but this one is called Top 15 Books to Finish in 2025. That is our thing. So one of the books that I want to finish is going to be, and this is also on Instagram. So I thought that was an important one. So I pinned it up. So the first one that I want to finish is called Dream Girl, Alluring Portraits by Lendl. Yeah, they're letting me know that my Apple account just got, my Apple TV got charged for that right now. So here's what I wanted to do on this one. This is called Dream Girl Alluring Portraits by, I think the artist is Lendl. This was a book that I bought a while back, but I do want to finish it. So this is grayscale, dark and light. The first one is really light, so this is one of the ones that I've already done it. And then I started this one. I never finished this one. You know, I like the images here, so you guys can see that I started some of these a while back, but this is the light grayscale, I think, or I'm not really sure what this one is. So you see that these pictures are done again. These are really cute, but I don't know if I'm going to keep the book because I kind of like them and don't like them at the same time. I have a weird relationship with this book, and the paper is kind of weird. It's like not like a normal paper. This was like one of the books that she had on Amazon, but I don't think they sell it. And then the second part here, I think this is lighter grayscale because look how light the images come out lighter. So you guys see that it's lighter on this one, so rather than darker. I prefer my grayscale darker as opposed to lighter, so you get to do them twice. Let's say you want to use marker, or you want to use acrylics, or you want to use pastels. You can use them differently in the book. So this is just a lighter way of doing them. Some people like lighter grayscale. Some people like darker grayscale. For me, I like darker grayscale, but that's a preference. But this was supposed to be one of 4 books, but I was not able to get the other book, so it's a 4-book set. So this is Dream Girl, so I hope someone enjoys it. That's one of the books, but I was looking for a place where you could purchase this, and I cannot find this book anywhere else. So I think it may be out of print. I haven't decided if I'm keeping it or not when I'm done, because, you know, this is also about clearing off space in my shelves. So the next book is one of the books that I wanted to finish this year, but it carried over from my top 10. Some of the books are going to be carried over from my top 10. This is called Magical Fairies, Damita Victoria. I bought this in hardcover. There's also a paperback. So when you click on the link down below on Amazon, they may ask you for a paperback if you want the paperback, which is a little cheaper. But this also is 2 of each images, and it is grayscale. So I tend not to do that. Hi, Miss Kim. Happy New Year. We're talking about my top 15 books that I want to finish for the new year. So they give you coloring tips and things like this. So part 1. Part 2 is the same images again. If you want to color them differently, maybe you want to color them in colored pencil. Like most of these Damita Victorias, I do in markers. So it just shows you that I also have to, in order to finish it, I have to color the second half. So this is what I've done in the first half. Well, you may want to use totally different color selections on them. Sometimes I use these books to color in and show people when I'm trying to do something with it. So you guys see that I've done a lot of these. This is, I have a lot of whips in this one too. So as you guys can see, I've done some whips in this book. So it's the same images in the first half that are in the second half. So I may color the second half in colored pencils. But here's the problem with this paper. And I say this honest to God. I do not understand what it is with Amazon paper lately that they make it hard for us to color. I may color the second half of this book in colored pencil. Just to see what it's like to color the pages, grayscale and colored pages with this. I may color one thing in pencil and I may go back and color again in marker. So who knows? So this is another one that's in progress. You know, I start these and then I forget that I have these because I'm busy Oh, that's a nice little book to finish, actually. I do have small victories, but the goal for me is to clear some space. So I have probably not decided if I'm keeping this one or not. There are some books that I will keep after I finish them and probably will not. I'll probably not keep the Linda book because even though it has okay pictures, I'm not crazy enough about the pictures, but this book I am crazy enough about the pictures that I like them. And then this is part 2, which is the same thing as part 1. Sometimes some of these books will give you, like, in some of the Jade Summers, they give you a bonus page. Here they don't give me a bonus page, so I'm kind of disappointed in that one. This is also another carryover book. This is a carryover book from last year, from the last 2 years. I did finish, what is it, that pop manga book? So that one, luckily, yeah. You know, I'm not crazy about this, actually. You know, it's an okay book, but this is like my Forever Whip book. I call it the Forever Whips because, as you guys can tell, I'm probably, before I finish this book, will go and color this all over the place. I need to color this at some point. I haven't decided yet if I'm coloring. I probably will color the inside pages once I'm done with the books, but here's the thing I don't like. You guys don't really see it, but it splatters no matter what paper I use on this. I'm not crazy about the pictures, as you guys have probably guessed already. This is my long-term whip book. I did work a few hours yesterday, but I'm looking for full-time work now because, honest to God, I need to do it, and I also am looking for a job with a 401k or at least a pension. So this way then I'm taking care of it in my old age because I'm getting to the point where I'm going to probably be retiring in 20 years and I need to start thinking about that, you know. I'm entering my last 2 decades and I haven't done a single thing for that, you know. So you guys can see that I've done a lot of work in this book, but I always call this my long-term whip book. It's not my best book by far, but I do enjoy coloring in it. It's just, I'm not keeping this one. A lot of people love this book. I'm not. I think I'm 50-50 on it. And it takes me a long time to do the pictures. I always feel like when I'm done with it, I'm done with it. And I did a lot of work in this book the past year. So you guys get to see a little bit of what I've been working with. I stop, I start. I'm also thinking in the new year, going forward this year, when I finish one of the top 15, I'll make a video, and then I won't keep the books because I need the space in my house, frankly, because I have a smaller house now. So, and then that one, but we're working on this one. We're working on this one right now. So when I do this book, I have to put a page in between it. So otherwise, everything goes through it. And even when I put pages, it still bleeds through. So keep that in mind when you see this. This is a whip book, as I call it. It's not an easy book to do. We have a lot of whips in this book. So nowhere close, Kim. I am nowhere close. You see some pages here that aren't even done, but then you see some that I started and then finished. So this is what I call the whip book. This is probably going to be yellow, orange, green, and blue. I already have decided what this is going to be, orange, green, and blue. So I did that one for the Christmassy. Thing is, this has a lot of winter and Christmassy kind of pics in it, which I kind of like. I was thinking about doing this one for this month. So that one is there. So you can kind of see how the book evolves for me. Sometimes I go all over the place with this book. So I still have to finish this page. I haven't decided, even though I finished most of this, I haven't decided if I'm going to do an ocean background for this page. I don't think I'm going to do an ocean background because I just think there's just too many colors in it. Then I don't have that one done. Let's see. There's a lot of pages still to do and a lot of things to do in this page. And no, I do not have the dog with me anymore. The dog left to go back home with with my brother, because he's technically my brother's dog. So, and then that. So, I would say I have a third, maybe half done. Yeah, a lot of detail in this book is what we do. This is a top 15. So then there's this one, Mandalas for Relaxation and Meditations. I know some of you are like, well, you don't really. So I focused a lot in one mandala book, and I didn't do the other one that I have, the small one. So I probably will do this page last. I always do this page last before I finish a book. So you guys can see that I have done a few things in this over the years. So I don't even remember what I used. I know I used some glitter gel pen because you see all the glitter in there. So there's some glitter in there. It doesn't really show up on camera. Lots and lots of mandalas. There are some books that are going to be crossing over from last year that I said I would do, but I didn't finish them. So probably what I'll do is I'll film the videos, keep them in my hard drive, and then do a compilation where I put all the finished pages videos together. I didn't do that this year because it was just so much work to do. I ran out of time last year to do it. So, and I did this. Yeah, but the thing is, when you stop doing a mandala and you don't remember the colors you use, so then you're trying to figure out, okay, what colors do I use in my other sets? Because I think I ran out of the colors in this set. I have Copic, so hopefully I take my Copic marker chart and I can find colors that are similar to these. Because now the only markers that I really have are my Sharpies, and I have some Sharpies. Like I only have like 3 or 4 Sharpies, maybe 5 Sharpies left. And I don't really like the way they smell. Oh no. So mandalas are peaceful in a way, you know, they work really well. Then I did this one. So you see over time I've done a few here, a few there. So, you know, sometimes I'll go around, but when I do use my markers in this book, I tend to put a couple of pages behind it so I don't damage the other pages. And yes, no matter I find that when I use markers in coloring books, that no matter what I do, sometimes there will be yellowing no matter what I do with the book. So keep that in mind. If you're going to use markers, there's always a chance that you could yellow the book. I don't want people saying, oh, but it doesn't happen to you. I go, well, that really depends on the paper, the markers, the quality. There's a lot of things to be considerate of. So, you know, and that is for not everything I was able to find a link for. I feel sad that the Lendl books are out of stock because I know a lot of people like her style. But Lendl, who was the first artist we did, has an Etsy store. I forgot to mention that. Before 50 Delightful Fairies by Kameliya Angelkova again. Now, I love fairies, but this is a little thicker than most of my books, so I picked it because it was really thick. So, plus I've had it for a few years now, so. And I love coloring fairies, so I thought, you know what, let's put some fairies out there in there, so. And I generally am picking books this year that I would like to have. You know, I pick things that I think I'll enjoy coloring. The thing with this one is that it is a little bit on the more intricate side. I will not lie about that. So, you know, this one does have a lot of pages. I think it's 50 fairies, they said. So when you come in here, sometimes with these books, you have to flip them to get a better picture of them. So I want people to understand that not everything in this book is like this. So when I go and do the flip, it's just to show you. These are just some of what I've done. So, you know, like, you guys get an idea of how much is in there. I want you guys to get kind of a sense of who's the book that is in there. I mean, this is probably not going to be a very long stream because there is a lot of books, and this is more books than normal. So I did want to do a stream where I showcase the thing in this. This is a big, thick book. This I will say is grayscale. I highly, highly love the pictures in here. They are very, very detailed. Only thing is, if you use markers in this, the pages will yellow despite them having a black background. So I always say take some paper and put paper behind the page because they do yellow in this book. So I am warning you of that right now. This is grayscale too. I found this book through somebody else's channel. It was one of the small, I forget whose channel it is, but it was when I bought the book, I found it through another YouTuber's channel, but they were a smaller YouTuber. And what I mean by smaller YouTube channels, they had less than 300 followers. So this is a very pretty book. I'm not going to lie. This is a really pretty book. Okay? So you see, it does yellow. Look at that. It did yellow. You guys don't see it, and that's from this. This was one of the first pages I ever did in this book. So. Someone told me this was AI, but I'm like, when you find out that a book is AI, you kind of are like, oh, doesn't mean it's any less valuable. But be careful what you're buying, because sometimes, and this happens to me, I don't know a book is AI, or if I buy a book and it's AI, I'm like, I'd like to know ahead of time that the book is AI, because then I feel like if I buy AI, I'm kind of taking away from illustrators that are hand-drawn. Hold on, guys. Something happened on my phone. Oh, no. That is something different. And hold on, I am doing laundry, so I think my mother's sheets just, one of the washer just stopped, so I will be right back. I am sorry about that, guys, but you know, we have a laundry. It shouldn't matter, but people feel like and you know, this is what hand-drawn artists. Hey, kitty. So this is Dragons and Pearls. This is a grayscale coloring book. I love everybody to see these things that you don't get to see. This is Dragon Pearls. We're doing my top 15. So if you go back, when you go back, you'll see the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books that you missed. So this is book number 6. So, you know, these are the things that I like to color. You guys really don't see how wonderful these images are. These are like wonderful grayscales. This book is like one of my but I do color in markers, so I will warn you that it does yellow, even though it has black pages. So put pages behind anything that you're going to do that yellows. Of course, everything goes great. It's like, it could be quiet for hours. It's always when I stream that everything is coming through. You know, they're telling me about all their Diamond Art Club stuff. So these are just beautiful, beautiful images. I love these things. Remember this, you could use gel pens, markers. You can use pencils, but I've never had good luck with this paper and pencils in grayscale. But this book, I'm basically using markers and pens, markers and gel pens, essentially on this book. I've already decided that I like the fact that this is grayscale, and I will use markers just because I think it will come out better. Oh no, don't call me an enabler, because I'm on the enabler train probably. I'm like probably one of the biggest enablers of coloring books. They call me an enabler. So, but you could do a lot with gel pen and markers. That's just to show you some of the stuff here that's on here that I just love this. I can think that I will love this. And this is one of my fatter books. This is one of those books that I do think I will keep, probably. The problem is it yellows a lot. So I might change my mind midway through the year, depending on how much I color. So I'm probably in June going to do an update and see where we are as far as the 15 goes. So it is a fun thing to do this book. We'll stop here. So you guys get an understanding of how this book works. You know, this is one of my more favorite books. You know? Then we get this one. This one is one I want to finish. Now, this is Country Charm by Teresa Goodridge. I said to myself, I want to aim to try and finish one Creative Haven book. This is Country Charm, and I color this on and off throughout the year, so you know, I do need to do that. I probably will color this mini cover page, but some of you have seen that I do color this, but these pages do take me a while. Even though these books are considered on the less pricier side and on a budget friendly, they're still very, very tough to do. This, I believe, was one of the first ones I did, and I think I did this with, what were they called? Korean Sean pencil? Some foreign pencil that was like, it was very budget friendly. And it was like the first time I had done the pencil. So I work with these books in both marker and pencil. But sometimes, depending on the book, I do more pencil work because then I can blend easier. And sometimes I do a combination, as you guys can see. I start these and I never finish them, which this is the problem with these books. I need to start finishing these pages from start to finish and make them work, you know? Like this one is one of my favorites. These are good if you want something cheap and you want budget-friendly pencils. I did put links down for a lot of the books. The things that I did not put links is because they're sold out. I cannot find them anywhere. So keep that in mind. If I don't put a link for a book that you see here, it's because normally it's sold out. But the other books I did put in links for. Now this one, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. This is coming from last year. I said I was going to finish it, but the problem with this book, it's pretty much like the fairy tale book. Every time I do this, and I'm doing this book in order. So that's what's taking me so long, because I'm doing it in order. And I do have to put a page behind it when I color it. If I'm coloring on this side, if I'm coloring on this side and this side's already been colored, then I have to put a page behind. So keep that in mind. So that is what a lot of us have seen this. So you guys know that I did this butterfly a long time ago. So I try to minimize colored pencils now that I know it does that. So these take me an extremely long time to do. I'm 50-50 on keeping the book. I probably will keep this because this is probably one of those books that's also a fairy tale, and I can read this to my nieces. I might not get to it by the time, I probably will finish this book by the time they're teenagers, so then I'll probably give it to their kids when they're done with it. So I can read the story to them. So you guys have seen what I've done with this book, you know. To me, this is one of the harder ones for me to do because I'm doing it in order. I'm not going boom, 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 boom. Some people said I should start doing that, but because it's a story, I like to do the story in order. So this is what I've done so far, and this is where I'm left in the book. But you guys can see, look how much is still left to do in this book. There's some pictures in here that I'm looking forward to doing. It's right now that I happen to be stuck over here. It's like the death scene when I get stuck, that it takes me years to do it. So maybe I need some encouragement to finish doing the book. I think I need encouragement to do this book. And that's like, you know, like there's a story page with a dragon that I really, really want to get to. Not that. Happy New Year, Danielle. But you guys see that I have some problems with this because it's so detailed, the Johanna Basford one. So that is, we're doing my top 15 books I want to finish, Danielle. So I did finish the Cute and Creepy book, but these are my top 15. So it's not really a coloring string. It's more my hashtag. I put the hashtag up there. So this is a Chinese coloring book that I got many years ago. I think I bought this, where did I buy this? I think I might have bought this from an Alibaba retail, but you can go to Etsy or 70 East Books. I think it's called Rotuge Ladies, Ladies of Flowers, Ladies of Leisure. I've seen the book in several different names, but I call it Rotuge Ladies. So this is a Chinese coloring book. I said to myself, I want to finish one of my Chinese coloring books this year. So this is the one that I have selected. It wasn't my first one. I still have that Flowers Over Moonlight one somewhere. Sometimes they're hard to figure out where you're keeping them. So, well, you see, I did that one. I'm trying to color both in there. I didn't color this one. I didn't really feel the need to do that. I was starting to do that, and now I don't feel the need to do that one. So that's this one. I started doing this one yesterday. So you guys see that I'm doing them, but they're works in progress. This is a work in progress. Some of these are really nice pictures. I don't think I'm keeping some of the Chinese ones either. You have to remember that I only have so much space for things. I did get the new Angelkova book. Yes, I did get Orchard Full of Fairies. I do have it. I am working in the mini cover page. I might change my mind. You know, sometimes I say something and then I'll change my mind if I'm keeping a book. But in order for me to keep a book, the pages have to be really outstanding, like they are for the Kerby Rosanes one. So then there's this one. I love these books. You know, I love the Chinese coloring books, especially if you like me and you like doing portraits. These are books. You know, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I have to wait and see how they're going to do it. But that first Raw on Netflix is loaded with great matches, don't you think? I mean, plus it's going to be 2 hours instead of 3 hours, and SmackDown goes to 3 hours. So, plus, you know, now they're going to need less talent on Raw and more talent on SmackDown. So you have to even it out. You know what I mean? You have to even out the talent. I mean, the matches sound really good for that first Raw on Netflix. And then I heard that even though they were supposed to do the Dakota Kai Lyra Valkyria match on there, but they decided to pull it to the second week of Raw on Netflix because they just think the match will get lost with all that talent. And you know what? I can't blame them for pulling it until the second week, so we'll have something to look forward to. And that makes sense, you know? I do believe that we need more women's titles. Some people say, well, we don't because they don't know how to treat the women's division. But you know what? If you don't create titles for them, secondary titles, I mean, there's the main women's championship and the tag team titles. But if you don't create secondary or third titles, you know, what is there for the women to do and fight for? You know, you need those secondary titles like the new women's IC and the U.S. title because otherwise your division isn't as good. What are you going to do? I like this one. This one is a nice spring one. See, I like these. See? I mean, you can't just have the women be fighting, especially when your roster, you have such talented women there, you know, and they made a North American title, but I just feel like that Fallon Henley isn't doing anything with that title on the thing. I would have her lose it to somebody who's going to defend it and fight for it. And then I hear Jordan Grace is going to be moving to NXT or the WWE very shortly after her contract is up with TNA. So that's nice. You know, I haven't seen this book in a while, but as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about these portraits and how nice they are in this Rotuge Ladies. I think you can get this book on Etsy, or you could go to 70 East Books. There's a website called W70 East Books that you can purchase this one. I mean, you need the women to be fighting for something. We're going to try. It's, 15 and 25. It's my new hashtag. See, you see what the hashtag is on top on the little thing that I pinned, the white thing? Hashtag for 15 books in 25 is going to be top 15 books to finish in 2025. So, that is Rotuge Ladies. I don't know who did this one. The big one, the big thicky book. Now this one, I'm trying to finish this one, but you know how that goes, right? Danielle? This is the 25 one. Actually, I did a lot in this book, more than most people do. This is the $300 million one. So I've been working on this book probably since 2022. Thank you. These were my mother got these from Temu, believe it or not. She got the placemats from Temu. They're nice, cute ones, right? I thought they were cute. My mother finds some really nice stuff. So this, as you can tell, I've been working on this. I didn't start dating my ones until 2022. So there's some that might not be dated in this book. So this tells you, this is like a huge book. I have done probably a couple of them already. Like, as you probably can tell, some of them in order. Some of them are not in order. Like, you can tell that. See, I did a few here. I've done a few here. I've done a few here. So I've gone all over this book. You know what I mean? I've gone all over this with this book. So this is a book that's really fat. Oh, this book. Oh, I think there was one. I forgot the link. There's a book that's similar to it, but I'm not sure if it's the same book because, they keep repackaging things. So here's a new one. This is actually a really old book. I had it in my book. I had a book bag that I didn't bring with me. I left it in New York. So when we went back to my cousin's wedding, this was in it. So I decided because I'm coloring every month I color some pages in this or just something different in this. So this is like a Zen book. It's supposed to be peaceful and you're supposed to do this. So you guys can see I started coloring some stuff in it. Yay! So I don't remember where I got it, but I did put an Amazon link down below in the description box for this because it is on Amazon. But look around because some people say that it's cheaper. But I think I might have gotten it at Michael's or Barnes & Noble, like on the discount thing, because I like to shop the discount. Like if I buy coloring books, I always look at the discount section too, not just the coloring book section. Yeah, they'll go to that section where they go, $5, $10. Try to do those sections to save yourself some money and time. Look at how many mandalas are in this. You ever notice how many mandalas are in this book, Michelle? Michelle would do. So, I got this probably off a $5 rack or $8 rack. Always look at the $5, $8 rack because you can get some really good stuff. It's also where I got that Ann Stokes coloring book that I wanted. There was an Ann Stokes coloring book that I had wanted for a while, but it was like $32, $35 every time I turned around. But then when I went to Barnes & Noble a few months ago, I saw it on the like $5, $8 shelf, So I was really happy about that. So keep that in mind. The sooner I get it done, I'm going to get it done. So then I got this one. This is called Lacy Sunshine's Portrait Coloring Book. I was putting away my December books on Tuesday. And then, because it was the new year, I was putting things away after the stream. And then, sometimes it takes me 2-3 days to put things away. As I was putting away, this fell out. And then I was like looking at this and I'm like, this is really some cute stuff in here. There's some cute stuff. I think I only have 2 Lacy books that I kept. I think the others got ruined. See, this one was done in markers. I haven't. Aren't they? They're really adorable. I tell people all the time, they're really adorable. I have one here. I think this was done in pencil. So this might be a pencil/marker book. These are really cute. I haven't decided yet if I'm keeping it or not keeping it. But probably I would say about 75% of the books you see here I'm not keeping because I need space. It is about space consumption now. Oh, this would make a cute Halloween picture. That's what that is about. Oh, I like these. These are really cute. So this is like a more cuter book. Now, this one is one I'm not keeping. I'm not keeping this one. I'm done with it because the paper. I will tell you, I absolutely hate the paper in this book. I love the illustrations. I just hate the paper in it. Plus, every time I open up this book, because I use markers, it smells. Some books, and I'll say this, after you use markers in them, have a residue. This paper in this book, after you color with it in markers, it has a residue smell to it. Most of my books don't have that residue. Not even the Jade Summer books have that when I use markers in them. So, this is Beautiful Portraits, Realistic Adult Coloring Book. So, as you guys can see, this was one that was from last year. I think I have like 10 left in this, maybe 9. I forget how many I have. So you guys can see that I really have enjoyed it, but I'm not keeping it because the paper yellows too. And I do put paper behind. I do not know why a lot of my paper yellows. And this is all done with markers and some gel pens. And sometimes pastels. If you see one that has a colored background, that means it's pastel. See this one? This one was done with colored pencil. I ran out of the colored pencil, had to use a pastel to finish it. So this is one that's almost finished. So this might be the first one that I finish for the new year. It's not a guarantee. You guys are getting a sneak peek of maybe what's the top finished book. So I will keep the books until the end of the month and I do a video of them. So you know what's funny is this one looks lighter on camera, but her skin is actually darker. I've been doing a mixture of them. See this one? This is a darker skin girl. I had such a hard time doing this girl in darker skin tones because this paper only allowed me to do 4 and I wanted to do 5. This paper crinkled on me, which I don't mind it crinkles on me, but here's the problem. I wanted to do another layer. It would not allow me to do it. So keep that in mind. Some paper will not allow you to do as many skin layers as you need to do. This is fine with 2 or 3, but if you do anything more than 4, it crinkles on you. So I love this one. I like the purple. This also was a colored pencil background. I did this one with colored pencil. You see? And then that one, 1, 2. That's a cute one. I like that one too. 3. See, I like this one. This one is a sexy girl. 4. 5. 6. See, this is a fantasy creature. 6. 7. And if you notice, this is the inside cover picture, but in full bloom, 7. So about 7. So I have about 7 left, 7 or 8, I think, left. Darker skin tones depends if I'm doing it pencil or marker. If I'm doing it in marker, I'm doing better on the darker skin tones when I use the markers, but not in the other tones. Now, this is a book that needs no explanation. Now, this is definitely one I'm going to keep when I'm done with it. This is called Fragile World by Kerby Rosanes. I don't even need to show you guys these pictures because they're all so beautiful, but we all know how gorgeous they come out when they're done. So I have some whips in this book too. So this is the cover whip. You guys can see how long these pages are. You know how long these pages are, how detailed they are. When I finish this book, I'll probably keep it. This is one of those books. See, this one is going to be hard for me because I don't really do snow well. So snow is another thing to work on. But this is when I looked up what the animal looks like. I had to really work on this one hard. So you guys know that Kerby is actually, I find Kerby challenging to do at times. But see, when I did this picture, this blend through because I did a picture on top and didn't realize that. Then I did these lemurs. I did this in a pastel. I used up the whole pastel doing this background. And I have this, the less expensive pastels, so just think about that. I did this page after I saw one of the Planet of the Apes movies. Tell you, the Planet of the Apes movies really helped me with this picture because it gave me actually the way to do the skin in the apes or the chimpanzees. You know, that's not one of animal coloring is not one of my specialties, but I'm actually getting better. This one I did in Holbein's, this bug, so keep that in mind. I'm going to try and use the same colors for the little bugs, for these little butterflies. Actually, this butterfly is very endangered and very rare, I found out, so. And probably when I'm done with that, I'm going to look up what this creature is so I can kind of do them together. This is the white shark, the great white shark. This one will require me to actually do a lot of work. And the pandas were the very first coloring thing I did in this book a while back when I first got it. I think I did a live stream where I did this half, and then I did this one off camera, so. That. And then I did this one. Some of these animals, I do actually look them up to see what they look like because I want to try to be as close as I can to the real life one. Then I did this one, which I had a lot of fun doing this jaguar. It was a lot of fun to do him, actually. A lot of people would not think that, but then I recently did the whipping cream. Oh, okay. I only have one more book left to show you, actually. Then we're done with the top 15, so that's that one. So, but here's the explanation as to why I want to finish this one, because I think this one is a good book to do, and I will be keeping this one. This one is like in progress. This is one of my long-term whips, as we call it. You know, I've seen so many people do beautiful work with this one. I'm going to have to look up this one eventually. This is the parrots, which I have ideas on, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it. This one kind of reminds me of the coyote. So I'm not looking forward to that because I don't like them where I live. I'm not a fan of coyotes. But you see, there's a lot still to do, but this is an intricate book too, you know? This is a red panda. I have to try and find the right color for this one. Oh, but I think that's understandable. Okay, and then these two, I did them separate times. So, but you could see that this one, I actually looked up what the bugs look like. The rest of it was kind of like fun to do. This too, I looked up what the otter looked like. These are African prairie dogs. They look like hyenas to me. Some of these I actually do look them up because it does take time to do that. This was a strange creature, anteater. I had never even heard of it, so I looked it up and I did the colors accordingly. Some of these I don't do until I looked up the animals. The eels are going to be a problem for me because there's so many different colors and eels you can do them online. Sometimes I'll look at what someone else has done and then I'm like, oh, wow, I get it. You know, sometimes you get inspired by watching what other people do. And if you're curious about the animals, they actually tell you what the animals are in the back. And this is a really good thing because it teaches you about the animals. So I just want people to be aware of that. And he also, if you wanted to buy this book, a lot of the proceeds are going to animal conservation and wildlife groups. So if you want to buy the book, I recommend that you buy it through Amazon because part of the beautiful. I like the cat to a point, but it's not my. Okay, then the last book. Now, this is a big, thick one, and this was one of the newer books that came out last year. This is called Romantasy Coloring Book. This is by Dover. It is a Dover coloring book. These are the same people who are behind the Creative Haven books, but they're multiple illustrators, and it's like it has a little bit of everything in it, like. They tell you what romantasy is. It's romance and fantasy books, basically. So you get images like this. Showing you what I've colored so far. When I saw her, I thought of Miranda or a little Red Riding Hood. See what I did here? I started this and didn't finish it. Started and I didn't finish. They have like kind of people faces and things like that if you like that stuff. This is one of those books I want to color in. Like I color in it a little bit here and there. Then you get things like this. This is a fun book. It has a little bit like it has people if you like people. It has books. It has flowers. It has chairs, nature scenes. I like to see things like this. One I started didn't finish. This came out hard because I used the budget-friendly pencil. I do not recommend budget-friendly pencils on this book. I do better with Prismas and my Holbeins and my name brand pencils on this. This is another one that's almost finished, but not quite there yet. I'm using basically colored pencils and gel pens on this. I'm not using markers on this. I mean, you could, but then you'd have to tear the pages out, and I'm not doing that. Enemies to Lovers, which is a popular. That too, it is single-sided. Thank you for that. The only thing that I don't really like is that it's not perforated, because most of the Dover books, if you get them through the Coloring Heaven, the Creative Haven, not the Coloring Heaven books, are perforated. And yes, I did get the new Coloring Heaven magazine, The Wind in the Willow special. I'm not happy with it. I do not, some books, I love it. I think the book is okay. It's just, it's not my cup of tea, if you know what I mean. But doesn't mean I won't color in it at some point, you know what I mean? But this is done by a lot of different artists. Here's a dragon one that I did with the books. I think some of these books are great. So this is the top thing for me to do, just to make the books work for me. And I did leave links down. I see this, I think of Snow White, the rose petal. This has a lot of great images in it. At least I think it does. I'm not sure if this is like, what am I thinking when I think of this? I think maybe Harry Potter a little bit. Here's a mermaid. That would make a good one for May. Morally Gray Book Club. I like that. There's a lot of romantasy coloring books, but by far, I've seen a lot of romantasy coloring books, but by far I like this one the best because it has the best variety of images. Not really sure what that's supposed to be, but I do like the guy, that there's guys in it. as well as girls in it. The only thing is sometimes there's not enough guys in coloring books. Hand coloring book publishers, I would like a book of men at some point. And don't make them cartoonish. Bee. When I think of the bee and think of this with the flowers and the bee, I'm thinking of Bridgerton a little bit with that. Here's a nice one with a romantic elf and an elf girl. There is one online with that one. The Dragon and Pearls one, you want me to do a flip through of that? Okay, we could probably do that one even though I've colored some of the images in that. And then this is the inside cover page that you saw at the beginning of it. Do you really want a full flip of that, Kim? Oh, oh no. Oh, no, let me get that out. Oh no. That was not supposed to happen, so I had to take it from the. Ow, 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 ow. That's what happens when you try to slide something. Kim wants a full flip of this, so we're going to give Kim a flip. But she's been here. Okay, so Dragons and Pearls. This is a grayscale coloring book. It is a dragon book. It is grayscale. I bought this because somebody else had done this. This is by KM. You can get it on Amazon. I left the link down below where you can get this. You see, it yellowed. I have to color over the yellow, but that's okay, you know. When you have marker, you can yellow. The thing with markers, it does yellow. She wants a full flip of this. See how pretty that is? She wants that Dragon and Pearls. Everybody likes this dragon one. I found it by accident, actually. Someone else had done a flip of it on their channel, and so I was like, oh, wow. This is one of my top books to finish. Like, now, if you like Game of Thrones and you like dragons and you like fantasy, I would recommend this book for you. I'm coloring this with markers and gel pens. That's the little dragons. She wants a flip of it, so. I like these. She wants it done, so. I love this one. I love these books because they're just so pretty. This is one of my top 15 to finish. I probably am 50-50 right now on the book, if I'm keeping it or not. Because I don't think I've seen another book quite like this. I've seen dragon books before, but not quite like this one. I may change my mind based on how I color it. And I do know about the fairy tale book that Kerby's doing. I'll tell you right now, I have to wait and see. I would like a flip through of it before I purchase, if I purchase it. For me, it's like I have so many books already that I have to be picky about what I do, how much they cost. And I mean, the Orchard Full of Fairies books was very pricey. The Kameliya book. I will never probably spend that much money again on a book. It's just, to me, there are some books that are worth that price. The Clever book to me was worth it. But there are some books that I have not gotten because the shipping has become outrageous for books. Really, it has. And to me, you could get some, you know, and I tell people who are on a budget, go to the Creative Haven people. If you're on a budget, and you want books. Plus, I also say go to your local bookstores like a Barnes and Noble. Aren't they pretty? This was only because, and I ask guys, when you purchase through my links because then I get some affiliate, and then if I earn more than $10 in any period, if I earn up to $10, I'll get a little gift card, and that goes right back into the channel, whether that be printer ink for my printer, which I print PDFs out. I tell you, that's what gets me the most every month is my ink. So as soon as I run out of an ink cartridge, I always have to buy another one because I do keep an extra one, but still, I always have to keep a spare ink cartridge. Aren't those something? She's like, oh, this is a very big, thick book of dragons. I don't think I've seen another dragon book like this in a long time. I think the only one that came close was Anastasia, who had a dragon book, but I didn't buy that book. It was just too pricey. And there's a reason why I haven't been buying a whole lot of international books. They're like, it's just too much money for me to do. So a lot of times you'll see me do a lot of PDFs. I should have said no because now you're going to be now you're going to want this, and I have now enabled you. I guess the enabler is back, according to Miss Michelle. Remember, we have the enabling train. Choo 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 choo. I don't think a lot of people have seen this book. Probably because I don't show it too often. You know, we all have those books that we don't use all that often and don't show all that often. It's But I'm trying to get a full-time job too, Kim, so it's not like, you know. Like right now, the part-time is okay because I have money coming in, but the thing is I need more money so I can pay my bills, I can pay this, I can pay that, and my credit card bills are high. So, and I was pretty good this Christmas because I had spaced out buying. I had started buying in, I think, November, shortly after, a little bit before Black Friday, I started planning. So, but I do need some help in that area, so. I do like these books. They are just, this one happens to be one of the favorites that I got a long time ago, but I never use it. I don't know if these are hand-drawn or AI, because someone told me the book was AI, someone said it wasn't. Someone didn't tell me if it was a hybrid. A lot of people do what's called hybrid, so they draw and then they'll use AI to help them finish it. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing to do. I may keep this actually when I finish it. If I ever finish it. We'll try and see what we do here. See? And it's thanks to Kim I'm getting a longer stream because then people come back and watch it. And if you get the book, Kim, we can always buddy color. Oh, Kim is like, oh, that's right. Because then I would have someone to buddy color with, and that would be good for me. I think at the time I was a big GOT fan. I still am a big Game of Thrones fan. And I know I do not have the House of the Dragon coloring book, please. It's just right now I have too many books. And the problem is when you have too many books, you need to try to think about how you space out your time and things like that. And then I'm also reading right now. What am I reading? I'm reading Phantasma. I am 35% into Empire of the Vampire, and I need to read Empire of the Dam, which is the sequel. So, but Empire of the Vampire is like, it tells the tale of the beginning of the vampire apocalypse, and that he's a knight sworn to kill them. He's actually half vampire. But what happens is eventually they'll come to these halflings will come to their end, and they try to kill themselves. So the idea is that they're on a holy mission to try and kill vampires, but the vampires have taken over. It's not a nice book, to say the least. But Phantasma, I'm really enjoying the book more than I thought I would. Problem is when you get to the end of this. So, you see how pretty this is, right, Kim? Kim is happy. This wasn't meant to be a flip through. I didn't realize how long this book was actually. When I bought it, it was so thick. My mother thought it was just like that I was crazy to buy it. But it's just so pretty. The pictures are just magnificent. You guys want grayscale that's detailed. This is grayscale that's detailed. And yes, the pages are black in the back, but I do recommend that you put something behind them if you're going to color in marker. I always tell people. Well, that I find that grayscale works better, especially with this paper, with markers. So that's what I like about this one. Now, some people say they buy a book for one picture and I'm like, no, you should buy a book overall for all the pictures. But yes, we all have that one picture that just makes us love an artist. Like, I remember when Inés Guerrero had her first Color in Heaven picture in the picture, and everybody colored this one picture of Inés Guerrero, and I was like, oh. Then Inés Guerrero became a big name because of Color in Heaven. So, Color in Heaven, Creative Haven can make people stars in the coloring book community. Like, look at how many books Teresa Goodridge does in Creative Haven. There are other artists, but I think Teresa Goodridge right now is like their best-selling artist. See, there's a little dragon here, big dragon, and then she has all these eggs. Mm-hmm. You are very welcome. I guess I got some money now. Teresa. Thank you, Kim. Oh, wow. So this is the book that I love, these kind of books, because it's so different and it has such a great selection of pictures. I don't think you could get bored of this book even if you tried. I mean, the work on this is detailed. It's beautiful. I do like this with the rock on it. Okay. This is pretty too. See, I like things like this when I get a nice thing on the rock and I can get a lot of different kinds of textures and greens on this. And my Holbeins and my 2 Copic ink refills did come through. I am still waiting on my Pro Color order to come through because that didn't come through. I ordered some Pro Colored pencils for the Derwents because I start running low on pencils. And, you know, for the artist pencils, it's actually easier to get them. Not so for the Black Widows, I just order sets when I start running low on a bunch of them. Because it's actually cheaper to buy them as sets than it is individual. Right now, they don't have an option to buy them individually, which I wish they would. But it might be just cheaper to buy them as sets. And I just see the guy blowing. He's blowing the leaves on my thing. See how pretty that is? It's really pretty. I like this. It's darker. See, and I think this is a pumpkin. So this could have been a Halloween one. These are pretty. Nice. I figure what I'll do is when I finish a book, I'll make a video of it. Keep it for the finished pages that month. And then what I'll do is I'll save it in my video folder. And then at the end of the year, I'll make a top 15 and it'll be a compilation of all the books I finished. Hopefully I can finish 15 books, but I'm probably going to be lucky if I finish a third of them. But this year I did something different with this project. What I did is I picked books that I actually think I'm going to enjoy coloring, rather than books that I'm like, oh, I just have to pick something and pick books I don't enjoy, you know. The idea is to enjoy the experience, because when you enjoy the experience, I find that you color faster. So the idea is to always pick books that you like. See, look at the wine. I'm not really sure what this is. See, even watching this gold. That's pretty too. And yes, I do have a Witcher coloring book. Don't ask. But I think it's important to also color books that are going to be more, they may not always be your style, but I think, you know, here's some pictures of things that people have done in her book. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And I hope you enjoyed the flip through, Kim. And thank you for purchasing the book. I'm sure the illustrator would enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And remember, I have the hashtag. The hashtag is already on Instagram. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. I've enjoyed this stream. Even though we didn't do coloring, I think we did do my hashtag. And I think it's important when I do come up with a hashtag to do a video of it. So I want everybody who came, I want to thank everybody who came to the stream. As you guys can see, our tree is still up. So the dog is not here anymore. He went home. I had Kim, you know, I had Oz here for a few days. So some of you guys know this. This is the dog. It's a cute little face when he is here. So I just want to show you them. So he's my brother's dog. So he comes here every once in a while. So I hope everybody has had a good time on the stream. I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy. And remember, have fun when coloring. This is the hashtag if you choose to participate. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. It's optional. I decided to do this so it would be a way for me to keep up with things. So everybody stay safe. Thank you, Kitty. I hope everybody has enjoyed this and everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and happy coloring. Bye.